Hello there. It's actually Tuesday of a new week. I didn't get any exercises done at the weekend. The reason I didn't get any exercises done at the weekend is because we've had one hell of a heat wave here in the UK. Where I live, it's been getting up to 33, 34 degrees C on average. And even right now, it's the middle of the night, it's nearly 11 o'clock, it's 21 degrees C outside. In our house right now, it is 28 degrees C, and in my little man's bedroom, it's currently 30 degrees C. It is damn warm in this house right now. So it's just been too hot to safely exercise. I'm not even joking. Like, I potentially could do a bit of exercise first thing in the morning or maybe now at night. But like I said, in the house, it is nearly 30 degrees C. And it is humid as hell, and I do not feel safe exercising right now in this heat wave, at least not in my current condition. If I was a bit healthier, maybe had a little less body fat on me, maybe I'd feel a bit safer to exercise, but right now I feel really dehydrated and I feel just very heavy. Not weight, but I want to say emotionally, but it's because of the air pressure in the atmosphere. It's just making me feel very heavy, like I've got pressure on me in some way, shape or form. It's not comfy, and I certainly don't want to be exercising when it's like this. I just sitting here, just sitting in this chair, I am sticky and I am icky and I can feel myself sweating. I have a layer of sweat just on my face just being sat here. It is ridiculously warm. It's actually really good stretching temperatures right now because my muscles are probably all loosey-goosey. And I tell you what, I am so glad I'm not a dog walker right now. My God, I'm glad I'm not a dog walker right now, because I would hate to be walking the dogs in these temperatures. I wouldn't even be able to walk the dogs in these kind of temperatures. I would have had to cancel like a week in advance just because of the heat wave. It is so dangerously warm right now. So dangerously warm. On a more positive note, I've had an interesting last couple of days. Yesterday I went to see my old client Sonia. She is the one I have mentioned previously that we go to visit because she's deteriorating at quite a rapid rate. She was really happy to see us, and it was really lovely going to see her. But it was also bittersweet because she has visibly lost quite a bit of weight. She is unfortunately very skin and bone now. It's a little heart-wrenching, but we're doing our best to stay in touch with her because I just want her to have a bit of happiness right now. And she is very well loved. She has an amazing family around her, but she really does appreciate little man going to see her. So we are trying our best to actually keep up going to see her a minimum of once a month. So we went to see her yesterday. I also picked up the vaccination card for my cat because my cat is in the cattery today, because we're actually going down to see family for the next 4 days, I think it is. And they're actually down south where it's even hotter than it is today, or where it's even hotter than where it is up here. It is meant to start cooling down, but not by much. After I got my cat's vaccination cards, I realised, I've got an interview tomorrow. I luckily have a skirt for the interview. I luckily have a couple of tops I could potentially use to the interview. Turns out a lot of my clothes don't actually fit me post-pregnancy because of the size of the chest, but that's a different matter. But I had clothes I could wear that did fit, but I didn't have any interview shoes. I have been a dog walker for 4 or 5 years, so I've been walking around in trainers, walking boots and wellies for the last 4 years of my life. I have not needed any fancy shoes. I have not needed anything special. I have been purely barefoot shoes or 0% incline shoes for the last 2, maybe 3 years now, give or take. So I had no interview shoes. I had no shoes that would be appropriate for an interview. So I ended up racing, and I do mean racing, to the shops yesterday, which was really hard because it's Bank Holiday Monday, so all the shops had limited opening hours and a lot of shops were actually closed. Luckily I did manage to find a shoe shop where I could get a pair of shoes. Unfortunately they weren't barefoot because, you know, normal shops don't sell barefoot shoes, but they were only 15 quid. So I couldn't complain. I needed a pair of shoes that just didn't squish my feet and were interview appropriate. I found a pair, all was good. And on plus side, they were cheap, so it doesn't matter if I only wear them once. It doesn't matter if they just stay in a box and hide in the corner until I next need them again. They're there, I have them now. But like I said, I did have a job interview today. So today has been super busy. We had to get up early. We had to take the cat to the cattery. Then it was a case of come home and I just had to eat, shower, pump and then leave because I had my job interview followed by my BSL course. And the job interview is actually a community support worker for deaf people, which I'm really excited because it gives me an opportunity to actually practice my BSL on a day-to-day basis, as well as being a step ladder or a step in the door towards being an interpreter or a communication support worker. So it's a great opportunity for me to start building on the career that I want long term. The interview went terrible from my perspective because I was absolutely awful. I was fumbling over my words, I was fumbling over my signs. They did have an interpreter there to help us communicate better, which was great. But I did try my best to actually sign because I wanted the practice, and also I wanted to try and show that I am trying. I was awful, I fumbled, I couldn't get my stories out straight. I was trying so hard to sign, I was actually forgetting what I was trying to say. It was awful. I did terribly. I was probably the worst interview candidate in the world. But they seemed to be okay with it. They didn't seem to have any issues. They seemed happy with my answers, and started talking to me about shifts and availability and whether I want full-time, part-time, etc. And I was like, oh, wait, you're actually considering me? I was a bit gobsmacked, I was a bit shocked. But yeah, they're actually considering me. They told me that they're actually going to send off for a DBS check, which is like a advanced security check here in the UK, to make sure that you don't have any criminal records on file, or if you do have criminal records on file, that they're not going to impact your job, or they aren't to prevent you from working with certain people and certain disabilities. And to my knowledge, I've never had an issue with the police. I've never had any issues with my DBS. My DBSs have always been clean because I'm a good person. Like, I don't like breaking the law. I don't like being naughty. I don't even like speeding, for God's sake. My DBS should come back clean. So long as it does, which it should, so long as it does, I may potentially have a job, which I'm in two minds about, because I say I'm in two minds about, I really badly want this job because it's come at such a perfect time, in the respect that I need an entry-level job in order to actually work my way up towards interpreter while I do my lessons and while I get some practice in. At the same time, it's, as I said, a stepping ladder into future jobs working with the deaf and using my language skills, which is going to be better for us as a family. It's going to help me earn basically a decent income to help support little man and help support Jason. It's going to take a lot of pressure off Jason to be the main breadwinner, but at the same time it means I'm having to finish maternity early, which I am heartbroken about, because I was really looking forward to having the full 9 to 12 month maternity, and it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen at all. Unless by some miracle this YouTube channel magically starts earning money, I have to go back to work. We physically can't afford for me not to be in work right now. We are really struggling financially, but it is good because the job has really flexible hours, which means I can potentially work the hours around Jason's shifts so that we don't have to rely on family to look after little man as much. On top of that, I'll be going back part-time, so I would only need to work like a handful of hours a week. I think it's 24 hours a week, which could be split from, I think it's split over 3 days. So I would still get to see the majority of little man growing up, which is ideal. The job's too good to be true. The job is too good to be true. It's a really easy job being a support worker, basically helping deaf people with their day-to-day lives. Not too sure completely about what's involved, but from what I understand, it's helping them go shopping, helping people communicate, helping people book appointments and things like this, as well as sometimes just providing companionship, someone to talk to so people aren't feeling isolated and lonely. So if that is the kind of job it is, it's right up my street, because I used to be a carer and I've done other jobs where I've helped people and supported people, not directly in that position, but in general. So I'm really, really hoping that I do get the job, because it's too good to be true, but that scares me that it's too good to be true. Anyway, I'm yapping. I went straight from the job interview straight to my BSL course, and during my BSL course we had a fingerspelling quiz, which I got 9 out of 10 on this occasion, which usually I get 10 out of 10. I've been very good with the fingerspelling quiz since day one, and I got one wrong because I accidentally got the A and the I the wrong way around in the name. Typical. And unfortunately the spelling is kind of important, so you have to get it the right way around. But we did another receptive quiz and I got full marks. Again, that's 2 weeks in a row where I've actually got full marks on the receptive quiz, so I'm really excited about that. Because everyone else also did really well, none of us scored below 10 out of 12. All of us scored either 12 out of 12, 11 out of 12 or 10 out of 12. So because of that, we actually have had it confirmed that our first exam is going to be within the next month, which is very exciting and very nerve-wracking at the same time. But our first exam is going to be within the next month, which is, oh, I'm excited and nervous. I am so excited and nervous. And then I've not long got home. I've literally got home, ate and expressed. And so little man now has a nice jar of milk ready for the morning. It's been a busy day. It's been a busy couple of days. It's been non-stop. There's been a lot of nerves. There's been a lot of anxiety. There's been a lot of fear. There's been a lot of excitement. All because of this one job interview. I'm mentally and emotionally exhausted right now. So even if I wanted to exercise, which would probably help with the mental and emotional exhaustion, I'm shattered. I really need to go to bed. Like I said, we're actually going down to visit family this week. We're going down for 4 days to visit Jason's southern half of his family because they've not had an opportunity to meet little man yet. So we're going to go down and see them. And I'm hoping to either go on a run while we're there, because there are lots of people to look after little man while we're down there. So many people want to steal him from us. Like, we already know Jason's mum, his grandma, is going to literally be his shadow the entire time we're down there. She loves him so much. It's so cute to see. But she's literally going to be his shadow the entire time we're down there, and his great aunt is going to be all over him, and his cousin's going to be all over him. So we potentially are actually going to have a bit of a break as parents, but it's good because it gives me the opportunity to do some exercise. It gives Jason the opportunity to do some exercise, gives us the opportunity to potentially do some running. So I am going to take advantage of that, and I am going to actually have to pack some exercise clothes as well as my normal clothes. But first I need to go to bed because little man is due to wake up within the next half an hour, as he usually does. And I still need to pack for tonight because I've been so busy the last 2 days. I've not even had a chance to pack to go away. So I will see you guys in the morning when we're packing to leave for our holiday. I say holiday. Time away to visit family, which is still a holiday at this point, or it feels like a holiday. You gutted he missed this.
Can't see them at all. They're all like in hiding or in hibernation.
So it is now Saturday, and it has been a very full-on week between the hecticness of Monday and the stress about the interview and everything else. On Tuesday, actually having the interview, and I have now had it confirmed that so long as my DBS check comes back clear, I have definitely got the job, which is super exciting and super scary all at the same time. At the same time, it does mean I'll be finishing my maternity leave early, which is heartbreaking, but also a necessity in this financial economy. Tuesday, obviously, I didn't get home until about 10 o'clock at night, so nothing was getting done Tuesday. Wednesday, we spent the majority of the day packing, traveling, and then unpacking and spending time with family. Wednesday was primarily spending time with family, playing board games, like interacting with family, chatting with family, having a catch up, letting everyone play with little man, trying to actually look after little man, feed him, care for him, express, get weight off this chest of mine. But it was also still stupidly hot. We're still in the middle of this heat wave. It is currently 25 degrees C where we are, and it has been, I think, 2 degrees hotter at all times while we've been down south. I think at one point it reached 33 degrees, 32 degrees, something like that, which is scalding hot here in the UK. So it was still too hot to exercise during the day, and by the time the night time came, we were so busy trying to settle and sort little man, because it was our first time away with him, it's our first time traveling with him, so we didn't know how he was going to be. We were still getting used to having everything in different places and trying to work out what we did need to take, what we didn't need to take. It was a whole palaver. Because of that, we didn't get anything done on Thursday. It was too hot for Jason to do any running. I was way too knackered from all the traveling the day before and all the heat. My God, it was so hot on Thursday. So on Thursday, we actually spent most of the time just chilling with the family, spending time in the garden, watching the birds. We got the parrots out so they could have a fly and a play. Well, one of the parrots, because the other one is still going back through desensitization training. But on Friday was absolutely lovely. We went to somewhere called the something wetland centre, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was called. Swingbridge, I think it's a Swingbridge. Slimbridge Wetland Centre. And oh my God, this place was amazing. I was expecting a nature trail. I was expecting muddy floors and trail walks and things like this. No, this place was like a mini zoo specifically for wetland birds. It was fantastic. They had thousands of birds there, loads of different rare species. They were actually breeding specific species to stop them from going extinct and trying to be part of a rehab group, or I say trying, have been part of a rehab group for over nearly 100 years now. But this place was absolutely astounding. The way they've laid it all out, made the path so that you can interact with the ducks, you can feed them, and the geese and the swans and everything else that's there. And then you can go around all these different paths and trails and see it. The place is huge. And then they've got hides where you can spot kingfishers and all sorts. It's just amazing. Like, honest to God, for a bird lover, the place is amazing. It's absolutely massive. It was huge. We was not able to get around the entire place in one day. It was fantastic and such a great nature reserve and area for wildlife to thrive with humans. Because let's be honest, us humans are not exactly great when it comes to sustaining wildlife. To be able to see humans and birds, or humans and wildlife, integrate so well and so respectfully was just chef's kiss. It was absolutely gorgeous, and it was so big. We really want to take little man there when he's older, because they had a great big huge playground and lots of areas that kids could play. So it's somewhere we really want to go back to in the future, but not until he's a bit older and a bit more capable of actually walking around, running around and playing. But we spent the entire day there. We walked for miles. In fact, I think, I'm trying to work out how many, I'd have to check my Garmin as to how many steps I actually did yesterday. So yesterday I actually did 7,779 steps just walking around that wetland centre. It is absolutely massive. So in theory, I think that makes it about, I walked about 3 or 4K. Maybe even close to 5K yesterday, something like that. I'm not sure. So I got some cardio in, and I also got a tiny bit sunburnt. Only a tiny bit though. I did actually have some cream on, but I must have missed a couple of patches by my shoulders because I have gone a bit red. But they're not burnt, which is nice. But it was a wonderful day out, so we got some exercise in that respect. We did a lot of walking. We did primarily go down to spend time with family, and we did spend a lot of time with family, and anytime I wasn't spending time with family, we were struggling to sleep. What night was it? Wednesday night? No. Was it Wednesday night or was it Thursday night? It was either Wednesday or Thursday night. It was Wednesday night because it was the first night. Yes, it was Wednesday night. On Wednesday night, there was a massive thunderstorm, and I mean a huge thunderstorm. It was insane. Little man woke up about 11:30 like he always does, so we got him up, fed him, changed his nappy, put him back to bed. He then woke up again at 1:30, which is unusual for him. We got him up, fed him, changed him, put him back to bed, went down without an issue, and then at around 2 a.m. in the morning, the loudest, thickest, most insane storm I have ever seen in my life. And granted, I've not done much travelling abroad, so I've only got experience of storms here in the UK. This was the biggest storm I have ever experienced in my life to date. It was absolutely mad. It was right over our heads, so we got right immediate rumble. The second the flash hit, the rumble came and it shook the house. It was so loud. It was boom, 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 boom. It was insane, and I was looking out the window at one point and I managed to get the video just as the rumbling wasn't happening, but there was loads and loads of flashing, and every single time it flashed it was lighting up the entire room. I couldn't physically sleep through it, and it went on for hours, absolutely hours. And there were times when I was drifting off and thinking, oh, this is great, I can get a bit of sleep in now, this is lovely, just the sound of the rain, and then woo, oh, and then just as the thunderstorm started to settle down at around 4 o'clock in the morning, I think it was, it started to settle, might even been close to 5. Little man woke up wanting his next feed and nappy change. He slept right through the storm. There was no waking that boy through the storm itself. He slept right through, didn't even notice it was happening. But 5:30 a.m. he woke up screaming, wanting a nappy change and a feed. So he woke up after having no sleep at this point, changed him, fed him, and then sent him on his way back to bed. But he didn't want to get put down at this point, so I just took him back to bed with us. And he was sleeping in the middle with me and Jason on either side. And we just slept like that until about 8 o'clock in the morning, because there was no way in the world that he was actually going to go back in that cot. We tried so hard and he was not having it. And how in the world he slept through that storm, I'll never know. And Jason as well. He didn't sleep through all of it, but he slept through most of the storm. How he slept through it, I'll never know. It kept me awake all night. But because of that, the majority of these last few days, I have been recovering from sleep deprivation. I am still recovering from sleep deprivation. Last night was the first night where we actually got 3 hours in a row undisturbed sleep, because little man has been going through another mini sleep regression because he's developing his skills, and it means we're not getting much sleep. Sleep is not a thing for us right now. Sleep is a magical word that doesn't exist. But after a very, very lovely few days with our family, our extended family, with lots of socializing, lots of heat, lots of walking, and very lacking in sleep, we are now finally back home. I am actually just eating my dinner. Little man is asleep upstairs with his dad. I think Jason's actually taking a nap as well, I'm not sure. But I am just having something to eat. I need to express, but then once I've finished eating and expressing, depending on little time little man wakes up, or depending on how free Jason is, I am hoping to get some exercise done this afternoon, because I have been gagging to do some exercise this last week, like the last week and a half even. I have been absolutely desperate to actually get some exercise in, because my arthritis has finally calmed down completely. I have no joint pain. Finally. It has been months, what feels like months, for this arthritis to calm down after my flare-up, and I am finally pain-free, mostly. Still a bit stiff, but I'm stiff due to lack of movement and lack of exercise, not because of the arthritis. For the most part, I am pain-free, and I am desperate to get some exercise done, because I can finally exercise without pain for a day. It's gonna be so nice. 8, 9 week. One more. 10. 1, hey, 2, hey, 3, hey, 4, hey, 5, hey. Ooh. What else can we do? What are you trying to tell me? Want to fly? Want to fly? Ready? Yeah. So it's a few hours later and we have finished our exercises. I didn't do as much as I would like, but little man was getting a little riled up. He wanted to join in halfway through the exercises, so I threw him in the middle, literally, and then that settled him enough to then play on his own for a bit, which allowed me to actually get a little bit more exercise in or get last little bits in. And then literally, practically as soon as I was finished, he badly wanted a feed. So gave him a feed, then we've gone straight upstairs, straight for a shower, and he's gone straight to bed, and he is currently conked out in his cot. That's me done for tonight. I am actually now going to get something to drink because I am slightly I've not had nearly enough to drink today. I've been really good at drinking enough fluids this last few days, but today I've actually done really badly because of the travel and everything. So I need to get myself something to drink. I badly need to express because my chest is about to blow, and then hopefully a nice chill night with lots of video editing, because heaven knows I need to video edit tonight.
If we're leaving on Saturday.